Hey, what's up, guys? So this is the second round of a chess tournament that I played the other night. It's a Monday night game 30, and I'm not going to show you guys the first game because I played a guy rated who about 600, and I ended up winning an exchange on like move 5, so I'm not even going to bother with that one. But instead, I'm going to show you guys the second game and then the third game. Um, so I was white in this game, and I'm gonna start with my normal opening, which is pawn to f4 here. I play bird's opening. It gets me a lot of pawn play on the king side, especially in a Leningrad situation. That's a style I like, so that's what I do. So I play f4. He went d6, possibly with the idea of pushing e5 and trading, which I'm okay with. I'll take a 2-to-1 center pawn advantage. Um, Played g3 with the idea of fianchettoing the bishop. Um, g6, he has the same idea. So knight f3, knight f6, bishop g2, bishop g7. It's pretty standard stuff right now. We both castled. I played d3 with the idea of supporting e4 there, and he goes knight c6. I play e4 as planned. Um, he decided to contest for the center with e5, and I went knight h4 here with the idea of hitting f5. When I'm able to get the f5 push in, it usually ends reasonably well for me, at least when I play online. So it can't be that bad. So I'll play f5, and the idea is that if he retakes on f5, I can stick my knight there and have an outpost, and then have an open g file as well that I can work with my queen or something like that. So I play knight h4. He goes knight e7 to try to defend f5, and I'll push it anyway because I have enough defenders on it. In the event that he captures, if the trades go all the way down through here, if he let's say he takes with a knight, I'll take with a pawn here, and I actually like this position a lot because one, my bishop right now is controlling this long diagonals, and he can't. It's going to take him a while to contest for that long diagonal. And secondly, actually, this pawn here, it acts as a bottleneck actually for his development. This bishop here is gonna have a hard time developing itself because, like I said, this pawn can't really move because of the skewer, and he can't really get out any other good ways. Yeah, I guess you can try like this, but that's not particularly useful, I don't think. And then secondly, also I can just start kind of pushing pawns here with the idea of kind of cramping his kingside space here. So anyways, so yeah, I played f5. He went c6, and I did g4 immediately, which again threatens this, threatens the push of g5 followed by f6. So he goes queen b6, move king h1, h6, and now I can't really push g5. I don't think. So actually, maybe I can. Let's see what happens if I push g5 here. He's gonna have to take. I'm gonna take. Do I have a threat here? Yeah, I have a threat. My threat is to take this actually. So if he does something innocuous like that, take, take, take. And that's not really a threat. He'll take with a pawn. I don't think this is good for him, but it's tenable, I guess. Oh, and I gotta watch out for this threat here actually too. So we're not gonna worry too much about that. All right, so I played h3. Um, I played h3 here anyway. Went bishop d7, I guess trying to connect the rooks. And I said b3, and the reason why I played b3 here is so that I could use this bishop here for something other than defending this pawn that was being hit by his queen here. I don't want his queen taken by pawn of b2. That's kind of annoying. So I moved b3 just to prevent that from happening. And my bishop has better things to do anyway. So he played rook on a to d8. Not sure about that move, but I went queen e1, trying to support e3 here so I can get this threat here. Knight h7. He lets me play bishop e3, but the thing is, I mean, it's not really any way for him to stop him from doing it. So I play bishop e3, he blocks it with c5, and I say queen d2. And now this is the original point of being able to move the bishop out, so I can put the queen behind it, and now we're hitting that pawn there. And black's in a lot of trouble if he loses that pawn. So he plays g5 to defend it, and for a second I actually entertained playing f6 here. I don't think it's a very good move. I don't think it actually leads to anything. I was thinking maybe a sacrifice here eventually as well after I deflect his knight off of h7. If he plays bishop takes, I was going to play rook takes, but I calculated that a few moves ahead. So we'll take a quick look at this. I don't think it doesn't work. So um, I mean, we could end up here, and I guess I get that knight back, but I still end up down material, and my attack is pretty much fizzled at this point. Like if he plays king h7, I take his knight. He can pretty much neutralize the attack, but just by playing like knight to g6 or something like that. And right now I have nothing left here. I can maybe try this. I don't know. At any rate, I don't think this leads anywhere, so I decided against the sacrifice. Oops. Um, Instead, I retreated knight f3. I think that's the right move anyway. He played f6 to lock up the king side, and I'm actually pretty happy with this position. I'm not unhappy with it. I think his king side's pretty cramped, and my pieces are certainly going to be more mobile in the near future here. So I play queen f2, um, and the idea here is now it's going to take his knight, his bishop, it's going to take his pieces here forever to get to the queen side. So I'm going to try to shift my attack over here, or at least kind of bluff that I'm doing that. By playing queen f2, I'm possibly setting up some pressure on that pawn there. And also, actually, I'm also giving my queen access to the king side as well here. I can eventually get there if I, push the pawn first or something like that. Um, it's a thought anyway. So play queen f2. He went king h8. Knight on b to d2. The threat here actually is knight to c4. So let's take a look at that. If you play something innocuous like king g8, I'll play knight to c4. He's going to have to move his queen, and he's going to lose that pawn there. Actually, even if he protects it, I'll take it anyway. He takes, and I'm going to take, and now I'm going to hit this knight behind there. He has to move his queen. I'm going to take his knight, and he's going to lose one of his rooks as well here. So that ends very well for me. So he's not gonna let me do that. He's gonna play queen c7 here. I think that's a good move. So I played knight c4 anyway. Again, that threatens to take the pawn, but since his queen's no longer on b6, I don't get a tempo from it. He goes bishop b8 to protect the pawn. Now his rook's hitting it again. I go a4, and the idea is that I want to prevent b5 with tempo. So he goes knight c8. I play c3. He pushes a5, and I play d4 here, and he goes b6. Now, I actually ended up making a mistake here. I think the better move here for me was just to play d5. As it turns out, with the pawns locked up like this, I think I have a little bit more space to move. So I can probably try to maneuver for a breakthrough with h4 eventually. Basically, at this point, I have more choices than he does, and it's a little bit more freedom, so I can wait around a little bit. Unfortunately, that's not what I did. I decided not to wait around. I tried to crash through right away. I played b4, and at this point, I only had like a minute or two left on my clock, so I'm running a little low on time, and I'm not thinking straight. And he has pretty much an immediate win here. What he can do here is he can just take this, and now he's hitting both the knight and the bishop at the same time, and I'm in a lot of trouble. That is not what he did, unfortunately. Um, he did something close. He played he instead of c takes d4, he played a takes b4. Close enough. At very least, it loses me a pawn because I still don't see the threat. So I just play c takes b, and now he takes the pawn, and he's still going to win a piece here. He's got that, and he's got my bishop being hit here. So that's going to be a problem for me. I'm really low on time, so I just got to make things up as I go here. I take. He grabs my knight because he kind of has to at this point. Actually, that's not completely true. He could just take my bishop. No, he can't. I just do that, and now he's down a pawn. Yeah, so he takes my knight. I play bishop takes b6, knight takes, queen takes. Threatening the rook, so he plays queen c8 to protect it, and I go rook on f to c1 to threaten his queen now. He goes queen b8. and I don't see a whole lot better here, so I just trade queens. And now I have what? I have two pawns to his one here, but he has an extra piece. Now, the thing is, he is certainly better right now, but his pieces right here on the queen king side are still slightly cramped. It's still going to take him a little while to get activated, so I have to I have to be aggressive right now. So and take a shot. So I go b5. I'm going to try to push these pawns through to try to make a queen. They have pretty decent support with the rooks behind them. I got to get my minor pieces here into the game here, but um, I have at least a little counterplay, I think. Not much. He decides to put the kibosh on it by just taking it. He told me later on he wasn't sure that he could stop the pawns without sacking the piece, so he just went ahead and did it. We were both in time pressure at this point anyway. I had only a minute or two left. He had only a couple minutes left as well. Um, I think he was actually under a minute, but anyway, this is what ended up happening here. I played rook c7 here, and right now, actually, I think he's in a bit of trouble. He plays rook c5 and tries to get me to trade rooks, and I really don't want to do that because what I want to do is I want to double up the rooks on the seventh rank here, and that would be fantastic for me. So I say no, I don't want to trade rooks. I'm going to go there. He plays rook on f to c8, and I immediately say, all right, well, rook on a to a7. And here's the thing: these two pieces here are going to get hit, and he can't actually protect them without losing material right now. The only way he can actually protect it without losing material is to play something like rook g8. And now look at this. He might be able to get after I'll play something like king g1 here. And the thing is, like, he can't actually move any of these pieces right now. I guess he can play knight f8, and I'll play rook f7. But right now, his knight is stuck between these two squares. As the other three squares it has they're all being attacked right now. So this knight's stuck between two squares. If he ever moves this rook away, if his knight goes back to h7 and his rook ever moves away, then I can take his bishop for free. And his king has very limited space as well here. So his whole king side is being locked up here. And functionally, this game is now between my three pieces and his rook, and I'm going to end up winning that. So he can't. So he can't really play rook to g8. So he goes rook c1 check. I go king h2. And at this point, like I said, the only way to defend his pieces is to play rook g8, at which point he's completely locked up. So he just plays knight f8 and sacks the bishop. I play rook takes g7, and really it should be an easy win for white from here. And he ended up running out of time around this point, but I mean, really he doesn't have a whole lot going for him right now. He could play something like rook to c2, but I would go rook to f8, and he's going to have to do something about his knight here. He's going to move his king over here, and I'm going to, at any rate, I'm going to end up winning this endgame because his two rooks are not going to be able to. He can't actually get both of his rooks onto the second rank here, because as soon as he if I take this pawn here, I'm going to take this pawn and start munching on his pawns anyway. But if he ever, he can't, he's not going to be able to get both of his rooks onto the second rank, I don't think. Maybe I'll do that. No. Does that? Maybe push there. Then I'm going to win his knight, and I'm going to win this position from here, I think. At any rate, that's how that game went here. I ended up winning this game, like I said, on time, but I think in the end I would have won it anyway. Stay tuned for my other game here. I'm going to post it shortly as well. Thanks for watching.